Well, there's no particular buffs in Bargain of Blood that are all that important. There are 2 water elementals at the end that you'll want cold resist on people for. You'll want Death Ward out, as you saw earlier, that sorcerer level drained me. And you want to try to avoid that. Other than that, pretty standard buffs. Freedom of movement is always nice to stop any holds on your party members. Greater heroism. We get Bard Song, those helpful. Haste and Rage, just the regular standard buffs that you'll want to see passed out. As we go into this next room, we're going to take a left and we're going to run around the edge of the room, staying up high. If we run around to the right, you pull a lot of mobs that are down on the path where that first mate was, and it's just totally unnecessary to fight them unless you're really, really interested in trying to farm for scrolls out of this pack, I guess. But with only the one restaurant, it's best to just, stay on the path. So we go to the left, and then we will run into some of the first traps, which I will talk you through when we get there. There are a couple of mobs that spawn on the path right there, but we had already taken care of them by running out and pulling that big massive pack earlier. Here's the first trap box. It'll pop up right in front of me. There's a trap on the gate here. On the earlier gates, you threw a throwing weapon or an arrow at that lever up top. On this one, as you can see, there's no gem directly underneath it, and that means it's a fake lever, and when you activate it, it will activate the trap. Instead, to open this door, you have to go pull a lever that's on the door, a little shack just ahead of it. You'll see when I go over there. If you activate this, if you open it with that and you don't throw anything at that lever, then you don't activate the trap, so you don't technically need to disarm it. But I want to feel useful, so I do anyways. At the end of this hallway, there's another gate that pops up, and there are 2 levers above the gate. One of them is fake, one of them is real. The real one has a little gem underneath it, and the fake one does not. Once you deactivate the trap, like I'm about to do right here, you can't hit the fake lever, but if you don't deactivate the trap and you hit the fake lever, you'll activate a trap all the way up and down this hallway. You can avoid it just by only throwing or hitting the one on the left and not hitting the one on the right. There's about 3 more mobs, and then we'll get to the main event. The General Manager. And then here's a pack. You see that sorceress in the back? Should be focusing on her. Taking her time coming down. Horrid wilting. Luckily no one was around to suck up 200 AoE damage. The best way to handle casters is to get an irresistible dance on them, and then they stop casting. It's a really great little system there. So as you can see, General Manager over there is a giant minotaur with a kobold riding on top of him.
Could this be the General Manager?
You want to pull him into this room if you can. There are a couple of ways to tackle him. One, you can just outright tank him. If you've got a good DPS party and you've got a Barbarian hate tank or someone with really good Intimidate, they can just hold on to him, then it's a great way to do it. Otherwise, you can get a firewall on him on one side of this fence and then run to the other side of the fence, and he'll stay aggroed onto your wizard or sorcerer via the firewall, and everyone else can DPS him. I'm going around clearing up some trash before we actually get on the general manager himself, giving Zorit a little bit of time to build some firewall aggro. The general manager has a pretty high AC, nothing militia-like, but I will usually do switch to a destruction weapon on my offhand for him. It's very hard to pin the general manager, because if he does a charge, he'll just walk over your party. The best way is to get him behind that fence and aggro on someone not on it, or not on the same side as him. As you can see, you decided to just use the tank and spank method. So you have a pretty decent number of hit points. But he goes down reasonably quick. The general manager is a two-part boss fight. The general is the Minotaur, and the manager is the kobold. And once you have killed the general, then you have to deal with the manager. The manager is very easy. The only thing he does that's kind of annoying is he's a kobold, so he hops around and he'll jump up walls and move to places that are rather difficult to hit him. So it's good if you, once you have killed the general, to just stay in a real tight clump around the manager and then just proceed to beat him down. He goes down much faster than the general. Alright, I'm spamming diplomacy. Like most boss fights in epics, this one tends to be long and boring. You just crank up a mob's hit points, and this is what you end up with. Yeah, he does hit reasonably hard, but obviously it's nothing that he either can't keep up with, as you can see by that rather full SP bar. And the general is down.
The general is dead, but now the manager seeks vengeance.
We just stick on him and don't let him get anywhere, which we did not do there. He managed to squeeze out by that vase, and then teleport back into it. And I think we'll get him cornered here pretty soon. And just beat him down. I've never seen the manager cast any particularly dangerous spells, so it's pretty safe to just stand around and beat on. I can see at the moment he's not really casting any spells at all, he's just standing there and taking damage. Once the manager is dead, there are still two water elementals to fight when you open the gate to loot the epic chests. So bear in mind that you should save a bit of SP for the water elementals. So water elementals can't be held and they can't be flushed to stone, so it's best to just dance them and beat them down slowly, unless you have a Shin'Tao monk with you who can Jade prison them, put them in autocrit status, and then just Dream Spitter them down. Manager here taking a bit longer than he needs to, but going down all the same.
Dead, and the bargain bazaar is in tatters. The local merchants will no longer face
there are several levers around the room. This is
tide.
the only one that is not trapped, and that actually opens the door to the epic chest. The two water elementals, we got some dances on them, and then we'll just slowly beat them down. You could technically just dance them and go loot the chest, but You know, may as well kill them. Save yourself some trouble if you have several seals that need to be decided on roll on. It looks like we also had a couple of pirates that didn't pull with the general, and so we have to finish them off first. Particularly of interest is a Spirit Caller. Spirit Callers cast Comet Fall, which is a big problem on Party 4 people. So he got danced and killed, and then we're back on the water elementals. As you can hear there, someone opened the epic chest instead of bothering with the water elemental. Bargain of Blood drops all of the seals for epic items in the Sentinels of Stormreach pack. I've heard tell that the Black Lock drops them also, though I've never seen any myself. I've gotten all of my seals here out of the Bargain of Blood, along with seals for turning in those unraveling enchantment items. And that is the whole quest. Thank you for joining me on Epic Bargain of Blood, and I will see you all next time.